Hi guys, it's Jessica D 1987 coming at you guys once again with another video. This one is going to be a part of my new video series entitled Frugal Fridays. This video is entitled Saving Money on Groceries Without Coupons. Okay, this is going to feature 12 tips, but believe me, there are plenty more out there, and I'll put a link in the video description box of a couple of websites that I frequently visit and that are very good. And you guys, if you have time, please check them out. Even if it could save you a couple $100, it's well worth it. Take a look at these sites. First tip is, it's common sense, but do not grocery shop on an empty stomach. I cannot tell you how bad that is. I've done it. We've all been guilty of it. But you know, you find yourself adding stuff to your grocery cart that you just absolutely do not need. Okay, you know, how many times have you gone to the grocery store, got your little list, and you grab some candy, some cookies, maybe you're munching on the store. I hate people that do that, by the way, but maybe you're just that hungry and you're munching on it in the store, and you get home and you're like, why did I pick that up? Why did I buy it? You know, and you're stuck with it because you bought it, so now you got to figure out a way to use it. Otherwise, it's just going to collect dust in your cabinets. That's the first tip. Second tip, do not shop. Do not go grocery shopping without a grocery list. You need a list. There's nothing worse than just going up and down each aisle. That's a waste of money, waste of time, all the above, pretty much. And if you have that grocery list, stick to it. Don't take the time to write a grocery list if you're just going to pick up whatever, whenever, for whatever reason. Make that grocery list and stick to it. Okay, the third tip I have is shop the perimeter of the store. And what I mean is that pretty much every grocery store is set up to have all the important things, 90% of your shopping on the outside perimeters. You know, there's the produce section where you can buy all your in-season and fresh produce and everything like that. There is the meat and seafood section on the outside aisle, and there's also the dairy and refrigerated section. 90% of your grocery list should just be around that area. That way it limits the amount of shopping that you're doing in those in-between aisles, because that stuff is really not healthy for you. Now, there are some things that you are going to need out of that aisle, out of those aisles, but try to limit it as much as possible. Shop the perimeter of the store. Okay, the fourth tip that I have for you guys is do not shop more than one time per week if it's possible. The reason why I say that is because it allows you to buy produce that's in season, because, you know, after about a week it pretty much goes old if you're buying fresh fruits and vegetables. So you get to go, you know, pretty often, but not too often. One time a week, you should still be able to get fresh fruits and vegetables when they're in season, which is cheaper, obviously, than buying something that's out of season. Next thing is that it also avoids you having these impulsive buys and saves you money, you know. It's good on your wallet, obviously. It saves you gas because you're not making those midweek trips. And, you know, tell you the truth, have you ever gone to the store in the middle of the week because you're out of bread, you're out of milk, you're out of eggs, you go in there for 2 or 3 things and you find yourself coming out with a cart full of groceries? I've done it. I've done it. You know, and I know that you guys probably have done it too, but the whole point is try to stick to at least, you know, no more than one time a week. Myself personally, I shop bi-weekly, once every 2 weeks, and that's just because my family's not that large. It's 5 of us, and I have young children, and I could pretty much stretch out everything that we have for a total of 2 weeks. But try to limit your shopping trips, your grocery shopping trips, to no more than one time per week. Next tip is make foods from scratch. I cannot stress this enough, you know. Eliminate all those convenient foods. You know, it's healthier for you to make these foods from scratch, and it's cheaper, and you just feel better by doing it. No one is like an expert chef, but if you can eliminate some of these things, it'll be great. You know, like myself, I make my tortillas from scratch. They taste better. They're healthier. You know, I make biscuits from scratch. I make bread from scratch, all of that. I'm not saying that you guys have to do that, obviously, but it's something that I do, obviously. Another thing that you can make from scratch is sauces and spices. If you can make your own dry rubs and spices for your meats and your dishes and stuff like that, make it with the stuff that you have in your cabinets already. You know, mix up some spices. Be creative and use that in your soups and stews instead of spending the money on these little seasoning packets that you see at the grocery store. And, you know, by sauces, I mean make your own spaghetti sauce. Very easy. Make your own barbecue sauces and everything. Marinara sauce, pizza sauce. Don't spend the money on these convenience items at the store. It's not worth your money, and it's full of, you know, preservatives and fattening and all these calories. You don't need it. Make it simple. Keep it simple. Use the stuff that you have at home, and you'll be glad you did, and your family will be glad, and so will your wallet. The sixth tip I have for you guys is learn some substitutions to avoid going to the store for more than, one thing. If you missing a couple of things for this recipe, see if you can substitute it. Now, if it's absolutely necessary, then yes, go ahead and get that. But to avoid yourself from making that mistake, like I said in the previous tip, of doing these impulsive buys and shopping in the middle of the week and spending extra money and coming out with a cart full of groceries, learn to do substitution. I have a couple examples for that. For example, if you're out of like whole milk, I keep whole milk in my house because I have young children. Use non-fat dry milk for recipes. You won't know the difference. I promise you won't. Or use evaporated milk. Evaporated milk is whole milk. It's just very concentrated. You do 1 part evaporated milk to 1 part water. Another example is if you're out of breadcrumbs, like you buy in a box or the can, make it fresh with fresh bread, or you can use crackers, ground oatmeal, or even wheat germ as a coating, which is very, very healthy, and you won't know the difference. Use it to coat your foods or your meats or whatever. And if you're low on meat for a recipe, like as if you were making some tacos, burritos, or chili or whatever, use half the amount of meat or 3/4 the amount of meat and stretch it with beans or rice. Those things, they won't know the difference. It's more filling, it's healthier for you, and it tastes great. Stay tuned for part 2, you guys, and I'll have 6 more tips for you guys to use. Thanks so much. Remember to take care and stay blessed. Bye.